Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices for the 2nd of February, and we're going to have a look at on the monthly chart here. I just want to point out what I do know and what I don't know. So in this case, we're looking at wave 3 and 4 here, and then wave 1 and 2 here, and then going up for wave 3 here. There's no problem with 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and even in the third wave we can count a nice 5-wave structure in there. All that's good. For wave 5 of 3 here, then we have the A wave here, the B wave here, and the C wave here for wave 4. It pulled down roughly the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, but it did overlap on wave 1 over here. So it was the COVID though. I don't know how to sort of take that into the count. So the situation at the moment is that if that's wave 4 low here and this is moving up here, we would expect wave 5 here to take out the top of wave 3 there. Technically it doesn't really need to. All it needs to do really is produce 5 waves there. But the question is that do we oops a daisy, just sorry about that, just getting a few things in order. So you know, wave 5 should be like quite clear above the top there. That's what you just normally expect that. The move up through here, we can count it in a couple of different ways. The other way we can count this too is that we could count this up here as wave 1 and 2 here, and then 3 and 4 and 5 over here. So coming up much higher over here. It's pretty hard to sort of comprehend that with the amount of debt floating around. But you know, we just got to look at all the options. So as 1 and 2 here, because don't forget we're looking at, when we're counting the Nasdaq up, we're also counting that up as possibly wave 1 or wave 5 at that point. But in the same case, we're still looking for 5 waves in this structure here. So that alone is what we really need to be focused on. So just going from the monthly to the weekly chart here, there is a good case that wave 1 can be in here with wave 2 sitting here. Now if that's the case, I'm just saying if, then we need to look at this as wave 1 and wave 2 here, and then we'll go into wave 3 and 4, and we'll be going up higher at that point. So but there is a good case for 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 in here for this. That wouldn't line up with the Nasdaq and the S&P 500, not that they have to, but they're normally sort of reasonably close. So with the NASI and the S&P, we're looking for the top there, and we're looking for 5 waves up into this particular structure here. So on the daily chart, we're looking at, well, I'm counting from the low here of 1, 2 and 3 and 4 here. And this is in line with the Nasdaq. So to be in line with the Nasdaq and the S&P, we've noted that on the Nasdaq at least, this move down through here is corrective. So we have to label it as a wave 4 at this stage. And then with the Nasdaq and the S&P, we're looking for a move higher. Now this could get ugly. It could be the simple ABC correction here, and then the move up here, or it could come up to this point and then come back and get a bit more ugly and then move up from that point. We can talk about that a little bit more. It is difficult to count this structure up through here, the right way to count it. Now I've just popped this here. I haven't counted this as a possible wave 3 move at this point. So let's just go into the intraday here a little bit more and check on this, so we can come back. This is how I've had it before here, and what we were trying to figure out in the move down here, will we get a 3-wave price action, or will we get 5 waves? It's not totally over and done. We still could get 5, but there is a good case for an A wave, a B wave and a C wave based on the Nasdaq stocks and the Nasdaq. So we could say for the DAX here that if we just take the high and the low here, 61.8% comes in at 13.8 here. So that's a great number because we know 800 is a strong number. So let's just say if we find this as support, so we'd need to find it as get some sort of classic trading levels pattern sitting on. We have to wait for the first high to come in, like a bit like this here, and then we wait for the second high. And if that's breached after that, well, then we can go long from that point. But so I think all long trades should be taken at 800 as a nice tested support. That will take us above this high here, and it will probably put us on the road towards the 15,000 in that case. Now, like I said, this ABC here could get more complicated, and we could end up with this just being the A wave here and a B wave over here, coming back up to these highs here at the 61.8% mark, and then coming for wave C coming down lower. So I don't know that just yet. So all I can say is that the Nasdaq appears to be corrective in this case, and we could label it like this for this market. It's probably a little bit early to label it an ABC pattern here for this, but we can't go long. Well, you can do anything you want, but that resistance is at the 800 there and the 61.8%. So getting on top of that would be the first step in having a safe trade to the upside. I just think we're in a bit of no man's land here. I do think that we will go up higher, but it's just how do you get in at that point? The other nice support that you could find in here is 13,650, because that's the lower end of group 2. So when we talk about 8 here, we normally talk about group 2. So with group 2 there's 65, which will be 650, and then 720, and then the 8 here. So if the 650 became the nice tested support in here on the intraday level, then you could possibly build a position on top of that, and then build one on top of the 700 or the 720. But there will be a reaction at the 800 here, of course, as you can see through here. That resistance is quite strong there. So yeah, that's where we are at this moment. I mean, currently I've counted this up here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. I mean, is it, do we just label that wave 1 and what back for wave 2 here? Well, it hasn't really been a 5-3-5 structure for wave 2. So it's quite complicated. So it's probably a better fit as wave 4. But anyway, let's just give this, like I said at the beginning of the week, let's just see how this unfolds, and we'll pick the story up again tomorrow. Now, the FTSE, we're also following a story as well here, in that down from the top, this is just a 4-hour chart, so down from the top we can count 5 waves down for wave A or wave 1, and then across here for wave B or wave 2, and then we've counted down as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then we were waiting for this wave 5 to come into place. Now this wave 5 here can be of wave 3, or it can be wave C. Now if it's going to be wave C, then it's just going to continue to the upside from that point. If it's going to be wave 4, then it's going to have this corrective point to there. So now that we've got that in, we can look at the top of wave 2 and the low of wave 3. And the 38.2% comes right in on the 6,500, which is a medium level. And wave 4s can go a little bit higher. They can go to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, which is a little bit higher here. But either way, the good thing about this is that it does leave us the possibility of getting a support there. Now it does look impulsive up here, so what we would need to see to go long here once again is the classic trading levels pattern. I think that's a little wave 4 occurring in there, but I'll just do it right. The arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and then an ABC pattern here. So that means that we can go long on top of, once we get that high in place, because that will be a wave 4, and anything past that first high above the level will be a bullish point, will be a bullish move at that stage. So otherwise we come down for wave 5 here. So that would be the long trade at that point. So we'd need to see We need to see that. That's about all I can say at this point for this. It's probably corrective looking at the rest of the markets. But we'll see. We'll see how it sits on this level here, and we'll pick this story up tomorrow as well as we do the indices each day. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.